New state requirements for summer camps are putting hundreds of operations in limbo. Now, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick and House Speaker Dustin Burrows are calling on the Department of State Health Services to help. Fox 4's Lori Brown is live with the story. Lori.
Corey, it's the same lawmakers who pushed for new regulations of summer camps following the deadly flooding at Camp Mystic are now pushing health services to find a loophole that will allow summer camps to continue to operate in violation of that law for one more summer.
And it's just absolutely indefensible.
Just 2 months after devastating floodwaters killed 25 campers and 2 counselors at Camp Mystic, Texas lawmakers passed sweeping legislation in hopes of improving camp safety.
Improved and safer camp safety is now law in the great state of Texas, a law that will save lives.
But with camp season fast approaching, the requirements are now proving costly and difficult for hundreds of camps to meet. The bill requires camps to have end-to-end fiber optic internet and a separate backup option. It would cost some camps an estimated $2 million, and others are struggling to get utility companies to even agree to run lines out to their rural properties. Texas Representative Brian Harrison of Waxahachie was one of the few Republican lawmakers to vote against HB1, giving this prediction in 2025.
This bill now has exceeded what I view as the proper role of government and may have the potential to shutter countless camps. What it effectively was, it was the biggest takeover by the government of camps, including hundreds of Christian camps in the history of Texas.
As of May 1st, just 9 camps in the state have had their applications approved. This week, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick and House Speaker Dustin Burrows issued a joint statement saying, "We recognize some camps have been unable to meet the redundant internet requirement. We also recognize that there may be means other than fiber which would satisfy the purpose and the spirit of the law." The statement goes on to convey their support for DSHS to allow camps to operate this summer if they meet the law's other requirements for things like emergency action plans.
Trying to pretend they can repeal a law they bragged about, by issuing a social media post about it. If people wanted to solve the problem, the solution's there. Call a special session, let's amend or repeal these bills, and we could do it by the end of the week.
Sky Ranch issued a statement to parents that State Health Services has indicated that camps can continue to operate under their previous license. And one lawmaker posted that there is an appeals process that takes 2 to 3 months and that camps can continue to operate during that process. There's the loophole. The Department of State Health Services has not yet returned our multiple requests for comment to confirm this.